side hustles don't fail because of lack of passion. They fail because of lack of plan. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're doing all the things, posting on Instagram, tweaking your website, watching every marketing tutorial on YouTube, but your side hustle isn't growing the way you hope? You're not alone. In fact, studies show that 70% of side hustles collapse within the first year. But here's the real thing. It's not because people aren't working hard enough. It's because they're working on the wrong things. See, hard work is only half of the game. The other half, knowing what to focus on, when to pivot, and how to build a hustle that doesn't just survive, but actually grows. So in this video, we are cutting through the noise. I'm going to walk you through the 5 biggest reasons why most side hustles fail and exactly how you can avoid them. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just real actionable strategies that will help you build a side hustle that lasts. Are you ready? Let's dive right in.
Chapter 1. The first mistake: hustling without a clear problem to solve. Let's start with the number 1 reason most side hustles fail right out of the gate. They don't solve a real problem. Here's the hard truth. Your hustle doesn't fail because your product isn't good enough. It fails because nobody actually needs what you're selling. Or worse, they don't understand why they need it. Most people start with a product idea. I want to sell candles. I want to launch an online course. I want to offer design services. But here's the problem. Nobody wakes up in the morning thinking, I really hope someone sells me a candle today. What people do wake up thinking about are their problems. I can't relax after work. I wish my space felt cozier. I'm struggling to focus during my meditation practice. Your product? It's not the star of the show. The problem is the star, and your product is just the supporting actor that helps solve it. Real-world example. Let's look at Glossier. They didn't just sell skincare. They solved the problem of beauty routines feeling overwhelming and complicated. Their message? You're already beautiful. These products just help you feel like yourself. Or think about Duolingo. They didn't say, here's another language course. They said, learning languages feels boring. What if we make it feel like a game? The fix. Before you launch, or even post your next piece of content, ask yourself one question. What is the specific problem my audience is struggling with, and how does my offer make their life easier, faster, cheaper, or better? If you can't answer that clearly in one sentence, pause, step back, do your homework, survey your audience, ask questions, listen more than you talk, because here's the truth. You don't need to be the best. You don't need to be the fastest. But if you're the clearest about the problem you solve, you will win. In the next chapter, we're going to talk about the second biggest mistake, one that even experienced entrepreneurs make, and how it quietly kills momentum before your hustle even has a chance to grow. Stick with me. Chapter 2. The consistency gap. Why most side hustles die before they succeed. If failing to solve a real problem is the first mistake, the second biggest reason most side hustles fail is what I call the consistency gap. It's not talent that kills your momentum. It's not even bad ideas. It's the fact that most people simply don't stick with their hustle long enough to see real results. Here's what usually happens. You launch your side hustle, you post a few times on social media, maybe tell your friends about it, and when the likes and sales don't roll in immediately, frustration kicks in, self-doubt follows, and slowly, quietly, the project fades away. But here's the uncomfortable truth that no one really talks about. Success in a side hustle is a lagging result. The work you're doing today may not pay off for weeks, months, or even years, and that's why consistency is your secret weapon. Think about it. The creator who posts 1 video a week for a year will almost always outperform the one who posts 10 videos in a month and then burns out. The freelancer who checks in with potential clients consistently, even when they're not getting responses, will eventually build the relationships that lead to steady work. It's not about hustle and bursts. It's about showing up regularly, even when it feels like nobody's watching. Because the algorithm might not reward your first post, but it remembers your 10th. Your audience might not trust you after one free guide, but they might after they've seen you give value again and again. The fix here is simple, but not easy. Choose a rhythm you can sustain, not one that burns you out. If you can only commit to one YouTube video a month, that's fine. Just make sure you actually show up for that one video. If you're writing a newsletter, don't promise weekly if monthly is more realistic. Consistency beats intensity every single time, because in the early stages of any hustle, trust is the currency, and trust is built through repetition. In the next chapter, we'll break down the third major mistake: why focusing too much on products and not enough on people kills more side hustles than you might think. Ready to dive in? Chapter 3: Product Obsession versus People Connection. The mistake that starves your side hustle. Here's where so many passionate side hustlers miss the mark. They fall in love with their product, their service, their idea, and forget to fall in love with the people they're trying to serve. And I get it, you've worked hard on your offering. You believe in it. But here's the harsh truth. People don't care about your product. They care about their problems. They care about how your product helps them, not how great you think it is. The biggest mistake here is spending all your time perfecting what you're selling and almost no time understanding the person you're selling to. It's why so many freelancers build gorgeous portfolios that clients never see. It's why creators launch courses, ebooks, or products that flop, even though the product itself is solid. Because they started with the thing, not the person. So what's the fix? Flip the focus. Instead of asking, how can I make my product better? Ask, how can I understand my customer better? Go talk to them. Run polls. Send DMs. Read the comments. Find out what keeps your audience up at night. What are they Googling at 2 a.m.? What solutions have they tried that didn't work? The more you understand their pain, the easier it is to position your offer as the obvious solution. Here's a simple rule to remember. Features tell, but benefits sell. Don't just say, I sell templates for business owners. Say, I help small business owners save 10+ hours a week with done-for-you templates so they can focus on growing their brand, not formatting documents. Speak to outcomes, not outputs. Focus on transformation, not tools. One of the reasons Glossier, Gymshark, and Duolingo built such loyal followings is because they built with their audience, not just for them. They listened before they launched. They involved their communities early. And because of that, they didn't just create customers, they created advocates. So, if your hustle feels stuck, stop asking, how can I make this product perfect? And start asking, how well do I know the people I'm trying to help? Because when you know your people, your products stop being guesses and start becoming answers. In the next chapter, we're going to tackle one of the sneakiest killers of side hustles, treating your hustle like a hobby instead of like a business. Stay tuned. Chapter 4: Hobby Mindset versus Business Mindset. Why treating your hustle like a side project keeps you broke. Let's get real for a second. One of the biggest reasons side hustles fail is because people treat them like hobbies and then wonder why they don't pay like businesses. I'm not here to knock hobbies. Hobbies are great for joy, creativity, and passion. But if your goal is to make money, build freedom, or grow something sustainable, your hustle cannot live in hobby mode. Here's what I mean by that. Hobbies get your time when you feel like it. Hobbies happen after everything else is done. After your job, your errands, your Netflix binge. But businesses get scheduled. They get prioritized. They get strategy, not just vibes. A business isn't about showing up when it's convenient. It's about showing up consistently because you've made a commitment, not just a wish. The hard truth is, a lot of people say they want a successful side hustle, but their calendar tells a different story. Their hustle gets whatever scraps of time and energy are left at the end of the day. And when that happens, your hustle stays stuck. Because momentum doesn't come from occasional effort, it comes from intentional, repeated action. So, how do you shift from hobby mode to business mode? First, put your hustle on your calendar like any other important meeting. Block out non-negotiable time, even if it's just one focused hour a day. Second, set clear goals that aren't just about trying, but about measuring. Not, I'll post when I can, but I'll publish 3 videos a week. Not, I hope I get clients, but I will pitch 5 new prospects by Friday. Third, and this is a game changer, start tracking your numbers, even if it's simple. How many people visited your site? How many emails did you send? How many discovery calls did you book? Because what gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed gets results. Lastly, and maybe most importantly, act like the CEO, not just the worker. The CEO sets the direction. The CEO plans, evaluates, adjusts. Too many side hustlers stay stuck in worker bee mode, always creating, always grinding, but never stepping back to ask, is this working? Am I moving toward my actual goals? Your hustle deserves more than hobby energy. If you want it to pay like a business, you have to show up like it is one. In the next chapter, we'll wrap this up with the final piece of the puzzle, the one shift that helps side hustlers go from stuck to scaling. Let's bring it home.
All right, so we've talked about the common traps: no plan, no niche, no shiny object syndrome, and the hobby mindset. But here's where we bring it all together. The truth is, the difference between hustles that fail and hustles that scale usually comes down to one shift: moving from random activities to intentional strategy. Most side hustlers are busy, but they are not strategic. They are posting content but without a clear message. They are trying offers but without understanding their audience's real pain points. They are working hard but without a plan that actually leads to growth. And hard work without strategy, that's just glorified guessing. So here's the mindset shift that changes the game. Stop asking, what can I do today? And start asking, what moves the needle? What are the actual tasks that drive results? Not the busy work, not the feel-good tasks like tweaking your logo for the 10th time, but the things that directly connect to growth, like building your audience, nurturing relationships, improving your offer, or sharpening your sales process. Let's make this practical. First, every month, sit down and set 3 clear priorities, not 33. What are the 3 things that, if you focused on them, would actually move your hustle forward? Maybe it's launching a new offer. Maybe it's booking your first 5 clients. Maybe it's growing your email list by 100 subscribers. Define the outcome, then break it into weekly action steps. Second, learn to say no to the things that don't align with those priorities. If an opportunity, project, or task doesn't move you forward one of your top 3 goals, it's a distraction. Side hustlers who scale aren't the ones who say yes to everything. They are the ones who know what to ignore. Third, schedule regular check-ins with yourself. Every week, ask, what worked? What didn't? What's the plan for next week? This simple review process keeps you out of hustle autopilot and forces you to stay strategic. And if you have an accountability partner, even better, because when someone else knows your goals, you are way more likely to stay focused. Finally, and this is the secret sauce, remember that consistency beats intensity. You don't need giant leaps. You need small, smart steps repeated over time. Growth doesn't come from random acts of hustles. It comes from clear, focused action, start week after week. So if your side hustle hasn't been growing the way you want, ask yourself, am I hustling randomly or am I moving strategically? Most side hustles fail isn't lack of talent or even lack of time. It's lack of focus, direction. But the good news, you can fix that starting today. If this video helps shift your mindset, let me know in the comments. What's the one thing you are going to focus on in your side hustle this month? Drop it below. I'd love to support you on your journey. And if you're serious about building a hustle that actually grows, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and grab my free ebook and journal in the description. They are designed to help you get clarity, make a plan, and actually stick to it. Remember, you don't need more hustle. You need the right focus. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.